What's up, everybody? So my name's Russ. rwgresearch.com is my website. So today I'm messing with the filament extruder, the homebrewed filament extruder, which is currently in a pile of craziness over here. A lot of you were talking about water cooling. That was an option, but I wanted to try the fan cooling jig that I created just to see if that was an option. Actually, I think it is an option if you pull it out fast enough. You don't have to mess with water. The other option would be cooling with water, and I got online and looked around how they do it industrial wise, and I designed my application around that. So the water bath actually uses the water tension to actually create the water bath. It flows through a small channel and it has to overflow through the channel, so the water is actually sitting in the channel and the filament goes directly into it. I'll show you what I mean here in just a little bit. So yeah. It's actually running right now. This is actually the end of the video. I already recorded the video. But I wanted to show you something as well. To cool the water, which I don't think I'll need to do, but if I would like to do that, I have a couple of these that I salvaged. And what are these, you might ask? This is a heat exchanger. And it's got the, I forgot the exact name of it, but it's basically you put electricity to it. One side gets cold, one side gets hot. If you'd like to look this one up, there it is. And what I'm probably going to end up doing, I'll leave the fan on the hot side, and the cool side, I'll actually take this aluminum block off and surface it and machine a channel in a certain pathway so I can run my water through it and back into my water bath. So that's the plan on cooling the water. This is really efficient. It only takes, I don't know how many watts, but it's 3.75 amps at 24 volts DC. I could do the calculation real quick, but I'll let you do it. So this is a really easy way to cool my water without having a compressor pump like those down there. I also have a couple other ways to cool it. I actually have an old water fountain, and that just uses a lot more space and a lot more electricity. So I figured I'd try to use something like this to cool my water. And I can actually set the temperature control on this and actually adjust what temperature that I want it to be at. So that's a pretty sweet deal too. So yeah, this is a messy garage. I just got done running all this on the floor, which you'll see in a minute. But here's a quick overview of kind of what I got going on here. Ugh, I have to cough. Yuck. So, yeah, I just got done running it, so let's get started on the footage I already took. So, yep. Alright, those of you who saw this already saw this in the last video of me actually creating it. But just so you can see what it looks like in detail with no water. I did put some tape up here to try to keep all the heat off of the plastic. This is really thick aluminum tape, so it's kind of what it looks like. And you can see the channel cut down through there, the little water bead in there. So that's the actual part that I printed, and then I made this little part right here with I'm going to set this back down. I didn't know I could get it out of there that easy. This is actually a piece of laminate that you'd put laminate paper between. It's the only thing I could find laying around that I could use to make an external trap in case the water gets pouring out of this thing in a weird way. I made this little step right there, you can see, because I engineered this thing kind of funny. I got the bolt right there, and so I had to get above that bolt like that. Anyway, the other thing is I kind of engineered this kind of stupid. I did a fantastic job in my opinion, but I put all the electronics below the heating element. Well, that's all fine, except I didn't know I'd be playing with water. So I kind of made this so it would fit in here, and like I had it, and trap any excess overflow in case I had a pile up right here in front of my water bath. It would flow into here and then flow back into my bucket. So it's just a water trough, that's all it is. But I used a heat gun and actually heated this plastic up with a heat gun after I stuck it through the laminator, and just kind of molded it. I bent it by hand, and then I figured out I could use a heat gun to kind of shape it. So that's kind of what I did. Yep. Alright, on to actually running this thing. Here we go. Okay, so as you can tell, the water is actually above, way above the slot I cut. That has to do with surface tension. So if we turn the pump off, you'll see the water going back through the pump. And what you'll find is right on the other side, the inlet of the plastic actually goes right into the water bath, directly into the actual lip. So we'll turn the water back on and fill it back up, and you'll see it actually comes up and over the top by quite a bit, almost all the way to the top side of the nozzle. And surface tension is actually what makes this work. And then it overflows into the bottom. Same thing on the front. It actually is overflowing through there back down to the bottom. Now what I did is I actually threaded these. Originally I was going to try to thread them, and I put 2 holes here because I'm pushing a lot more water in than the gravity can be that's pulling it back out. I was afraid it was going to overflow. So I actually capped one of those because I'm running the water pump a lot slower than the pump can actually pump. It's actually pretty, this is my flow control valve. It's just a normally open closed ball valve, but if you set it just right, it'll hold that flow back so it's not so intense. Because if I turn this all the way up, everything overflows. It's way too much water. So I just put fittings on there, I threaded them, and that actually worked really well. So this is a water cooler. Magnets is the only thing holding it in place. But yeah, basically, can't hardly even see the water in there. It's so clear. You can see it flowing over there. I got 2 little channels there you can see to try to keep the water in the middle, in case it started running over the edges at a weird angle. I got a bunch of heat tape, or actually it's just aluminum foil tape, but it's real thick, and that's to try to dissipate the heat. If any of the heat that's supposed to be on this plastic are going to be near this plastic, because that tip is hot. Then I got me an overflow trough, because after I got to looking at it, if this thing would get in a bind and bunch up right here, it would all just bunch up and everything would just fall everywhere. It'd just be a really bad deal. So I'm gonna have to make some safeties in case that happens to shut everything down if I leave it sit by itself. But basically I'm gonna put a set of rollers over here and pull it out and pull it through the bath, just like you saw me pulling it through there by hand. Then we can really crank up the speed, because I'll actually be pulling it to the right size. A lot of you guys have been commenting on my videos. I appreciate that. I haven't been able to respond because of the change on Google. So I just have to sacrifice the responses, so I do apologize, and I don't respond. But it's not because I don't want to. It's just because I have a hard enough time already trying to use my phone to reply to comments. I don't get much internet time on YouTube. So there you go. That's right there. Russ's extruder cooler. Just a test. Let's try it again. I'm gonna crank it up to full speed this time and see if we can do any better with it. And interestingly, there's not really much water on the stuff after it comes out because of the surface tension. So rather interesting. Let's try this again. running at full speed right there. Now I plan on putting some wheels in here to keep it in the water. That's what my holes are there for on top. Ooh, see, it got snagged. Man, I'm really pumping stuff out of there now. I would love to see the weight of this pull it down, but it's not going to. It's actually got like a knot in it. It's going by itself. I just wanted to see if it would last until it gets in a snag, I guess. Like that. That was what I was afraid of. I'd say if I pull it at the right speed. I'd say it worked pretty well. I'd like to get a close-up on that water overflow. I'll turn it off. Whoops. I'm going to get you a better close-up of the overflow and show you how there's no water flowing off of it here. So this entire water bath actually runs or functions because of the tension of the water. So the water is actually above the channels until the point where it breaks over. You can see by this clip that whenever the plastic sits on top of the water, it's kind of almost floating, but it's just the surface tension holding it up. But as soon as it breaks the water tension, it just falls right down. Hopefully by allowing the plastic to feed directly into the water, instead of drooping down, we can keep our tolerances more tight. Again, there will be a set of pulling wheels that will actually be pulling the plastic out. That will determine the actual diameter, and it'll be able to pull it straight through the water bath, so it should keep it nice and tight and hold its tolerances. Alright, I'm going to see if I can get this to work. I still might have to put my air cooler on there just to blow off any excess water. See how there's no water on there? A little on that lip. I think I splashed it on there. But because of the surface tension, if I can pull it steady, it just goes right in and right out. I keep getting these kinks. So, same thing on going in. When I don't do that, it's actually going straight into the bath. I could probably get it even closer. See if it'll push it through there without hitting. Oh, I'm hitting the... That's about as close as I can go right there. Just curiosity purposes here, let's see if it'll push it through there now. It's Gotta break the surface tension. There it goes. Yeah, it still won't really push it through there, will it? Pretty sweet deal how it actually works. Golly, it's coming out so fast I can't keep up. There we go. Ready? See, if I raise it out, you can see it breaking the surface of the tension of the water. As soon as it's in there, it's in there. If I let it knot like that, you can see how fast I'm pulling it. That's moving. Still don't know if I can get the correct diameter, but we're just going to have to play with it. I don't know if some of this is the right diameter. Look how fast I'm pulling it out of here. I think if I put that there, then maybe if I put my fan right here, and blow the air off of it, blow any moisture off of it, I'd say that might work pretty well. It's moving, man. Watch, I'll let it kink up. You can see how fast it's moving through there. Kink it up again and again. Alright, that's all I got time for. Time to cool this thing down. Look at this. A big long string. Alright, well that's Russ's cooler extruder, cooler ruler. Just to test. I just wanted to see if I could even make it work. In the short amount of time I've been out here, I pulled this much through it. It's quite a lot. That's almost more than the scrap I got on the table from all the other testing I've been doing. So anyway, this is the idea. Again, I do have my overflow, and it's covered in aluminum tape. Thick aluminum tape. That's a plastic sheet that you run through a laminating jig. Got a little bitty water pump, pumping through a valve which I'm using as a flow control into a bucket. So yeah, it's really all I got for you. But I wanted to show you what I've been doing, what I did, and what I'm planning on. So the next step is to make a a polling system and a cooling system. Maybe I don't even really need the cooling system, but if I had the fan blowing on there that I made, something like this. I actually made this one first, and it turned out way better. This one I had to drill the holes out because I made it too thin. This one's more thick. You can see how thick the top is. And this one you can see how thin it is. But it's the same design, same thing, just one worked a lot better. So if I can blow air through there and cool that, blow any water off of it, that'll be a good start at keeping it dry. Could also run it through something else, but yeah, that's it. Let me know what you think, and I'll keep working on this machine when I get time. I haven't had much time. Peace and love to you guys. Have a good day. See you.